Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So what we're going to do today, we're going to create a program where we type in an email and it validates that email, and if the email is valid then it will print it to a text file which it will create on the desktop. So before we start, you'll have to import this module here called use email valid. Now this doesn't come as standard, so you're going to have to install this using pip. Okay, once we've done that, we create a variable here called path, which is assigned to my desktop path here. So this is my own desktop path. Your desktop path will be different from this, so you're going to have to find out what your desktop path is, because if you simply type this in, you'll get an error. And once we've done that, we're going to use chdir, change directory, into that path. And then we come down here and we create a subroutine called validate email. We use the print command to print out a message to the user so the user knows what to do. In this case, enter an email. Then we use the chomp and that's just spelt wrong. Let's just sort that out. Email. Okay, so we create a scalar variable called email and we assign it to stdin, standard input. So this will get the input that the user types in. Then we go on to the conditional to evaluate this using if, and this is where we use some of the code from the module. So email valid, and then we point that to the address. So if the email address is valid that we entered, which is going to be here scalar email, then we're going to do something. So if the email address that we enter is valid, we're going to create a file. First off, open and create a scalar file handler, which is going to be fh for file handler. And then we do this and this, and what this allows us to do, because if we simply did this, that would create a file and then it would print in the email that we typed in if it was valid. And then if we came to type in another email, it would overwrite it. So we don't want to overwrite it, we want to store more emails in there, so we're going to use this as append. Okay, and we're going to say emails.txt. Okay, that's the name of our file that we're going to create. And this is the error handler or die. So if anything goes wrong, we just throw basically a generic error message or something like that. So this is going to be error writing, just something like that, just to be quick. Okay, then what we do, we use the print command here and we use the file handler, scalar file handler, and then email. So we're going to print the emails into there, and then what we're going to do, we're going to print the emails on a new line, so they don't all get stuck together, they're printed on a new line. And then what we do is type in validate email, which will just go back up to the beginning again. That should be validate email. Okay, and we've got the catch-all here, else. So else if that's not the case, for example, we typed in an email that wasn't valid, that we're not going to print to the text file, we're going to simply tell the user using the print command here, email not valid. Okay, a new line there. Okay, and then we're just going to close the file. So close scalar file handler. Okay, now all we've got to do is call this program, and we call it by its name, which is validate email there. Okay, save it, and that's okay, everybody. We just shifted it there, so we've got to close the file there. So what we're going to do is we're going to run the program now. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to enter in some emails. So we're going to put steve@gmail.com, hit enter, bill at yahoo.com, okay, and dave.com. So email is not valid there, so we should have created a text file on our desktop now, and it should contain those two emails, steve@gmail.com and bill@yahoo.com. Let's have a look. Okay, there's the thing. Let's go a bit bigger, and there we go. We've got bill@yahoo.com and steve@gmail.com. So there you go, folks. Bob's your uncle and Fanny is your auntie. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, make sure you hit the subscription button below, and I'll catch you in another video. Bye-bye.